Alright, so for this lesson you are going to be working with line and color, and just line and color out of the 7 elements of art. So, best thing to do this for is to have markers and then to have something like crayons to come in afterwards. But we're starting with markers first. So we're going to be doing a line landscape, and it's going to be made completely out of lines and color. So the first thing you need to know about a landscape is there's a foreground, a midground, and then a background. Foreground's the closest to you, midground's kind of far away but not too far away, and then background's way far away. So let's get started. I want you to choose a color for the middle of a flower. I'm going to go with the typical one of yellow. Near the bottom of my paper, and I'm going to scroll down just so you can see the bottom of my paper. I'm going to use my yellow to actually make some spirals to show where, and they're going to get smaller as my flowers get further away, where my flowers are going to be. Next, choose a color for your petals. I'm going to go around with a loop and stop, but I'm not going to color it in. Do not color it in. Instead, you're going to come in with line again. Kind of colored in, but not quite. But it's very stylistic. So I'm going to go ahead and add the rest of my petals to my flower. So I may go behind. That's fine. And they're going to get, of course, smaller the further I go. Alright, so go back in and using just line, you're going to fill in your petals by recreating that shape. I'm going to do mine kind of quickly, not all of them though. You need to go back and do all of them, and I'll have a finished example at the end of this video to show you. I am simply using line to do this. Alright, going back in with leaves. Kind of poke out different places. Peeping out from behind our flowers. Okay, going to have my flowers, and of course with the leaves you're coming back in with that shape and you're going to fill them in. Alright, behind these we're going to have a zigzag line for some grass. Once you've done the leaves with the grass, you're going to go back in with zigzag lines and fill up this space that's outside of your leaves and flowers. And that would complete your foreground of your landscape. Next, I'm going to do the foothills, and the foothills are going to be our midground. So back here, Okay, not all the way to the top, but just kind of through the middle. That's going to be our midground. We're going to have some lazy blue foothills. Now we're going to change the line weight of this just a little bit because these are pretty thin lines. I want you to go back, and you can use like the side of your marker if you got a thick marker, and increase the line weight. Okay, this is a very small line weight, this is a very large line weight to them. The heavier the line, the thicker it is. Go ahead and change the line weight at the top of your foothills. Yours is a little messy like mine, that's okay. Alright, so I've changed the line weight. Look how bolder those lines look now compared to where they were. So same thing with your flowers and your leaves and all that. I'm going to go back in with a more normal line weight. And I'm going to follow the curve or contour of my foothills. And start filling them out just like that. And this kind of weird corner here, I don't like it very much. To make it look more baby or smoother, I'm actually going to go in and make it a little thicker there. That has a fun name to it. That's called a snodgrass when you do that with pen and ink. Whoever came up with that name was a genius, and I love it. So like I'm doing, go back in, fill it in with line. Sometimes they will get smoother as you go, and that's fine. All right, and go ahead, you can finish your other one later. Like I said, shush. I will have a finished example for y'all to see. All right, so we have our foreground, our flowers, our midground, our foothills, and now we need our background. I need some big craggy mountains for this one. Notice that these are nice and smooth. These are way more jagged in appearance for the mountains. And of course our mountains are so high up, way higher than our foothills, that I'm going to have snow on the top of each of these. To make sure my snow doesn't look like just another contour line, I am going to change the line width underneath them to a thicker line weight, a heavier line weight. Alright, so now I have my mountains, and for the contour lines for these, we're actually going to follow the snow. Until we can't anymore. Now that I have kind of these interesting tops, now I go to the main body, and instead I'm actually going to leap over to the next one and follow it that way instead. Your lines will smooth out the further down you get. And there you go, craggy mountains. To make this go pizzazz in the back, instead of having just normal clouds, Let's make it a sunset. Find along your horizon line here somewhere, maybe peeking out from behind some mountains, a sun that is going down. Inside the sun, of course, lines that follow the curve of the half circle of the sun. Radiating out from your sun, though, radiating. I need some beams coming out. I need some sunbeams. Death rays coming out from my sun. So now I got some of these. Well, the line width isn't quite what I want because I want to add orange and red to this. Go back and add 2 more lines on either side of the lines you already have. And that thickens them up a little bit. Alright. Simply by using line. Haven't even colored anything in yet. And yet we already have an idea. Now moving on to other sunset colors. Orange, when it meets the sun, will follow the contour of the sun and then radiate out. Same thing again. Okay, we're going to have 2 orange lines with your yellow lines. Alright, and in between those, come in with red line. My red's kind of weak with these. Alright, I got a little interesting. Gonna put some yellow there. There we go. Alright, now that you have all your line, and of course your lines are with color, you can come back with more color, and in between you can add a lick of crayon or colored pencil to make your lines or picture more filled in. Doing that, and eventually you will get something like this. So I can't wait to see what you do. Have your parent help you submit it online or email it to me. I'll have that description in the text of the lesson in the Google Classroom. All right, can't wait to see what you do. Bye-bye.